Hey everybody, Sin here, and welcome to a quick monster review. I saw this new monster coming out soon, and I thought, hey, I should probably talk about this because it's kind of a game changer. So this guy, his name is Kai Ao Loong. He's great. He's a really good monster. I would say he is probably the single best monster in Monster Legends right now. Coming from someone who thought that Cursor Spectra was the best monster for the longest time. This guy just basically does her job better. So Cursor Spectra was a monster that was really dominant. Still is. Still really dominant. You would run Spectra with your Dispelling Fist or your Smite, and then you would have no issues just murdering the enemy team because all of their defense and all of their positive effects are just gone, or their trait even. So yeah, Cursor Spectra was a monster that I thought was the best monster in the game. I know a lot of people did as well. She's honestly just so good. But now we have Kai Ao Loong here, who basically just one-ups her in almost every single aspect. Besides being able to deal with a double Mega Taunt, of course, or a double Mega Taunt anticipation, because I think he deals with double Mega Taunt decently well. He's just not able to use Smite effectively against it. And even then, double Mega Taunt isn't really too common nowadays anyways, so it's not like his usability is just gonna drop because double Mega Taunt exists. No, that's not how it's gonna work. But yeah, got Kai Ao Loong here. We'll take a look at his trait. His trait seems really impressive, and honestly, it is. He has some really good stuff in his kit, and it's fine until you think of it a little more. So at rank 0, he has Hardened. That's fine, whatever. It gets replaced at rank 1 with Tough. Tough, very good trait, very good umbrella trait. 35% chance that most effects don't miss. Might as well be Bulwark. I find myself missing against Tough more than I do Bulwark, so this right here is really scary. However, the rest of his trait is a little iffy. So rank 3, he has Team True Vision, which is really good if you're running a Denier build. Unfortunately, he also... accuracy checks don't really matter if you're using Kai Ao Loong. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. So his Team True Vision is fine. It helps land your effects if you're not able to remove the trait of a monster or something for whatever reason, or if the trait comes back and he has like an accuracy check or something, you got your True Vision to help you out with that. So rank 3 Team True Vision, it's fine. It's nice to have, but honestly, I don't think it'd make much of a difference if he had it or not. At rank 4, he has Status Caster Elemental Weakness, random Elemental Weakness. I don't like that too much either. I don't like his rank 4, his rank 5 traits, mostly because Mega Taunt is still very dominant, and it usually just tends to get absorbed by the Mega Taunt. However, if it doesn't, this could be really useful. Random Elemental Weakness helps boost your dot damage if you're running dots. It helps boost your proper damage if you're running just a normal elemental attacks or just raw damage. So, Elemental Weakness is pretty good under the right circumstances. It is a bit situational, which I don't really like too much. But then again, all of these random status casters, or all these status casters that provide negative effects to the enemy team, tend to be absorbed by Mega Taunt, so they're usually just never too great. And at rank 5, he has Random Torture Effect. I don't like this. I really don't like it, because Pain Distiller and Sin Eater are two very common talents in the game right now. So yeah, rank 5, it shouldn't be too problematic, considering that it will get absorbed by Mega Taunt most of the time. However, that Random Torture Effect also has a chance of triggering a Pain Distiller or a Sin Eater, and you don't want that cleanse, or that heal. So, not a fan of his rank 5 trait. I think it's not a great trait. I think any random or any torture effect status caster kind of works against you sometimes. So yeah, rank 5. His trait is honestly just tough. His trait is just tough. His Team True Vision, not really too useful. Random Elemental Weakness gets absorbed by Megataunt. This also gets absorbed by Megataunt. So it's not like he's going to be getting much use out of his rank 3 to 5 traits. So at the end of the day, he's just a tough monster. His stats, pretty decent. He has I don't know how his power compares to other supports. I feel like it's just average. I don't know off the top of my head. However, his life stat and his speed stat, fastest monster in the game, meaning that he will get first turn off and just cleanse all of your effects. And his life stat is pretty good. He has a solid life stat for a monster of his build, which is just a cursor or a cleanser in this case. So yeah, solid stats all around. It's honestly not a great trait. It's fine. It looks impressive, but it's honestly not too impressive once you take a closer look at it. His relics, however, are outstanding. I really appreciate the Essence relic slot always on any monster ever. I really appreciate that Essence relic, just because you can revive yourself. And I appreciate the staff alongside it, because this means that you Zyron's Essence just goes out the window. You don't need to use it, because you would have a Masher's Staff or a Cane of Atlantis. I don't know if Pumpseed's Staff is used too much anymore. I don't think it is. I haven't seen one in a while, just in top level competitive. So the norm is usually just Masher's Staff or Cane of Atlantis for a staff relic slot, which is really good. I like Masher's Staff more than I do the other staffs, just because, and that's probably what I'm going to be putting on him anyways, just because it burns the enemy stamina drain relics while also regenning your own stamina, which is really good. So yeah, Essence Staff, fantastic relic slots, some of the best in the game for a monster of his build. Now let's take a look at his moveset. His moveset is really good. There's one skill in particular that I will talk about that essentially puts him on another level. But yeah, so his default moves, they're fine. Random Elemental Torture effect, random weakness, I think. Yeah, so it's single target, random torture, random weakness, which is fine. This one's another single target, random weakness. So it's nothing too significant here, a little bit of raw damage. This one has 1 cooldown, 0 stamina. This one has 30 stamina and 0 cooldown. So these are just your basic, what you would expect from a default skill set. His skill group 1 contains his self extra turn move with positive effects removal. This one is a really good skill if you want to either cycle through cooldowns. I know Kai has on a little bit of a higher end of cooldowns. He has 3 cooldowns on his best move, and 2 cooldowns on the rest. So being able to cycle that is really nice, especially when this is just a 1 cooldown move. You can just cycle this every single turn if you really want to, until obviously you run out of stamina. Punish the Weak, double random torture. That's fine. I don't like relying on tortures too much, just because I mentioned this before. Having to activate Pain Distiller or Sin Eater isn't really the most ideal thing to do. So this skill, I don't see it being run too much. It's fine, but it's a little bit unreliable. Tortures are always nice. Always nice to have tortures, but one, the random tortures give you a chance of landing some of the less powerful tortures. But yeah, it's fine. It's a fine move, and it's okay. I'm not gonna run it on him, unfortunately, because I just don't see it being too useful. So his skill group 2 is just his single target positive effects removal plus trait disable. This one is a really good skill, especially in a meta full of dodge area teams. This one can help knock out any nasty dodge area monsters and leave them open for a lot of stuff. So I like this single target. I think I'm going to run it. I think it's a really good skill. Invader's Punishment is its AoE random torture effect. Again, not a fan of random tortures, just because it gives you the chance of landing one of the less powerful tortures. But overall, decent skill, gives you a chance of landing Curse as well. So, bit of a lottery, but it's a good skill. I would say it's a good skill. 2 cooldowns. These cooldowns are ridiculously like dirt cheap when you take into account the self extra turn move. So yeah, these are gonna be on a 1-turn cooldown, which is kind of nuts. Then we got Ignorance is Bliss. So this is probably his best move. So Ignorance is Bliss, if we take a look here, it's basically a positive effects removal plus area of effect positive effects removal. Now, it does fire damage after the positive effects removal. That is huge. That is really big because that leaves him open to being paired with Smite, which is the talent that we're recommending here on the wiki. Having that Smite to go along with the positive effects removal means that you, most of the time, if they're not running some weird team comp, will get a full positive effects removal plus trait disable going. It's just a total cleanse. That total cleanse, invaluable. It makes him better than Cursor Spectra at this point. He can't really deal with double Megaton too effectively. But that is a small price to pay for being able to do all of this stuff. This is a legendary level move when paired with Smite. It's an AoE positive effects removal paired with a trait disable. That I think Wicca has a move like that, the original Wicca, which is ridiculous. So this is a fantastic move, especially paired with the talent. This is what you're going to be using first turn every single battle with him. Yeah, this is probably your bread and butter. This is going to be the only move that you're going to use the entire game, to be honest. Unless you want to just drop a torture effect on the enemy to just help your win condition. But yeah, Ignorance is Bliss, fantastic move. Fantastic move. Honestly, one of the best moves in the game right now. Not counting any legendary shenanigans. This is kind of ridiculous when you take into account Smite. And then... Oh, wrong page. We got Corrupted Dragon. This is just his AoE trait disable move. You can spam this every other turn because of that extra turn here. I don't see this being too useful. It drops a random weakness, which helps with damage output, your win condition. So this is a good move. I would recommend running this move alongside Ignorance is Bliss. So these two, I think Skill Group 3 are his bread and butter combos. And then you can change Skill Group 2 moves with Forgotten. Any of these two can be switched with Forgotten. I would maybe go Dragon Spirit. Yeah, I'd change Forgotten for Dragon Spirit. I think these two are pretty interchangeable. Invader's Punishment, while I'm not a fan, it can help your win condition, so I would keep it on the monster. So yeah, I think he's really, really freaking powerful. I think he is incredibly, incredibly strong to the point where he is the best monster in the game. All of my experiences with Cursor Spectra have been just outstanding. So having something that is just a direct upgrade that provides not only the positive effects removal that Spectra does, maybe not on the same level, but pretty close to the same level, whilst also being able to trait disable simultaneously is just huge. Huge. Have this guy go first, he just cleanses the entire enemy team, makes Deniers usable again. He makes Ingwe usable again because you don't have to suicide run into a soul drag. You can just take out the main threat first and then go after that. But Kai Long makes a lot of monsters nowadays usable again. That is huge. I don't know. I really like him. I think he's incredibly powerful. I think he's the best monster in the game. I think he's just got a lot going for him. That speed, huge. Speed is enormous for him. Because, yeah, like the point of his kit is for him to go first in the turn order and then just nuke everything. So, like, yeah, having that speed is huge. Having this trait is bad. Awful. Having this trait is meh. These relics, huge. You can't get stamina drained. Having this freaking Ignorance is Bliss, literally the best move in the game right now. Like, he's just got so much going for him. He's just so perfectly suited for the meta. I don't know if I'm hyping him up or something. I don't know if he's gonna if he's gonna actually perform how I'm imagining him to perform, but I'm definitely rank 5ing this guy. There's no doubt about it. You're gonna see a proper 150 level 150 review for this guy. Just seeing what he can do, because he's just insane. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Kyle Loong here. Let me know if you agree or disagree with anything in the comments. Let me know if you got any thoughts about this monster here. But other than that, if you like the video, leave a like. If you want to see more, definitely do subscribe. I will post another one of these for Pure Pandolf here. I've got the page open and everything, just ready to make a video on this. But for now, this has been the end of my review. I will see you guys in the next one. Laters.